And here we go, going into the draft. I think MDH has to be aware of those cheese strats here alone. So a lot is weighing down on the shoulders of Coach T and TK from MDH. Here we go, Toadak on the play. MDH transferring back. There goes the 1-1 and the Fanny. MDH banning out the glue and the carry. So nothing here out of the ordinary just yet.
Still very prior heroes here banned out for side of Melee from the side of Toadak and as well as MDH. Now, Toadak, what are you going to prioritize? Are they going to prioritize Eve? Because usually Toadak, they play reactively, they like to adapt. So being the first pick, perhaps they are trying to secure a very prior hero, then see what to do.
If I may, in a lineup that has the Chico guys in mid, you can expect something else, something spicy, because if it's Toadak playing and then you have a mid laner that's Moon, say, then that's where you can expect maybe the Farsa or the Eve. Yep. But if it's Chico guys, the last memorable moment I saw him in mid, he was playing Minotaur. And that was in the MPLMY playoffs.
Exactly, anything, any hero, any type of gameplay you can put on this Chiku guy. So let's see here. Ban for the first phase has been set, and Valentina will be picked up from the side of Toadak now. It's still a very flexible hero here, Eternal.
Very flexible, and this is the identity that Toadak uses over and over throughout their own region, throughout the M series. They're so good and so difficult to draft against because of that flexibility. Now, MDH Esports, they are going to be responding with a Fredrin and a Yve pick. Now, this might be hard, right? Because when you see a Valentina on the opposing end, you don't want to be picking up heroes with really make it or break it ultimates, like the real world manipulation and even the ultimate from Fredrin.
I mean, even though we've seen it times and times again that the Yve Valentina matchup, but I do see your point. Real world manipulation, a huge ultimate to be stolen away. But then again, Yve is 87.5% here in M4. So that is a very high win rate here, Leo.
So good. Oh man, and I think what happens here, the whole interaction as to why it's that way is because when you pick up Eve, the whole range game changes. Like, she just dictates what the box is like, how you can engage with her, where you can engage with her. So, that being said, the answer for Toadak is the Hayabusa and the better 2 assassins.
Exactly. Not with 1 assassin is not enough.
Not
right?
Satu.
Not Satu,
Dua.
but 2. But Dua. Benedetta and Hayabusa. A very good pickup here. A very clear target that Yve Eterna needs to be very careful on his positioning. Now, they are taking their time before the second phase. Any thoughts?
I would have thought that they would have picked up someone like the Franco, honestly, from Toadak. I mean, I think that's one of the heroes that can try and have a say in what the Yve can do in the Land of Dawn. But right now, we're going to see the Diggy pickup from MDH Esports.
This is rather unorthodox because...
First time?
I think so, because usually Diggy's banned. Yeah, but here's the thing. The reason why I think the Diggy is odd is because you're already giving so much for those assassins to pick off, right? Like, there's no CC. Almost 0 between Benedetta and Hayabusa. Sure, you have the slows on the Electro Final Blow, and then you have that eye for an eye if she does catch you with it. But that aside, they can just clean house.
Exactly, so a very interesting approach already, but I do understand the second phase. A lot of marksmen will be banned out, and we already saw the Popol and Bruno ban. Now I expect they commit to another marksman ban, realizing that MDH Esports, they are going to pick up the first hero, and perhaps just eliminating all possible marksmen is the way to go.
This is interesting, right? Because this is kind of a double-edged sword. If both of these teams are going to be banning for the gold, then both of them are going to have a hard time. We saw last time that Hehe brought in the Claude. Perhaps that is what they're trying to angle for. But with that in mind, Toadak could actually just ban that out. But here we go. A Grok is going to be the choice for them.
They are already setting up for a Claude pick here. Remember that Grok can cancel out that Blazing Duet with the Wild Charge. And that is... perhaps again, MDH, what they are trying to do. The Malaysians, Toadak, they do not ban out that 1-1. They instead ban out that Leslie, so Claude should be picked up here.
Yeah, no, that means Coach Amooks and company are like, yeah, we dare you. Pick the Claude right here. We know what you're up to. Best believe, I think they might need one more bit of peel I think the Fredrin alone is not enough. So because of that Claude pick, if it is going to happen here, maybe even keep it for the last pick. They need something like a utility jungler.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to say. They can pick up a tank jungler, but no.
All right, they read into it. Coach TDK, not here.
No. We're going to pick up a burst physical. That's Clint.
We know you know. We know you know.
We know you know. Now, Toadak, they are taking their time here for the last two picks. Honestly, they need a sustainable roam here against Diggy. Perhaps they might go for sustainability. They might go and bank. We might see another Angela game.
Angela.
On Noomski?
I don't know. Do you think that makes their composition a little too squishy?
It's not out of the ballpark for the likes of Toadak. Like, I think they can do it.
You're
Atamus
right.
and Angela, perhaps.
Okay, we'll see here just a few seconds. The Beatrix, interesting pick here for Toadak. They are going to bank on her for that gold lane.
Okay.
And the Franco. This is what I was talking about, right? And perhaps because of this Franco pick that MDH kind of read on, that's why maybe they brought the Diggy.
Yeah, no, I think there is a different school of thought wherein instead of the Franco having a good matchup against the Eve, you would rather not. Because again, the whole suppression part of it is one thing, but those hooks don't touch Eve when she's in the real world manipulation.
Exactly. So very interesting approach. Ballsy move from that Franco pick, but it seems like MDH Esports, they are convinced with the two fighters, Terizla and Fredrin, they are going to take this game. Fredrin will definitely fill the jungler position, and I don't know, Diggy, I like it, but has it enough damage from their side?
That's the question here. That's
Between
the
the
question.
Clint and the Eve, do you think that's enough? The Terizla has a potential to deal a lot of damage.
Perhaps that Diggy will bring on Impure Age as well.
Oh,
Can
we have
bring the
seen.
Divine Glaive.
We have seen lethal Diggies.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah.
4 or 5 auto alarm bombs could do the job, but here we go. Loading into the Land of Dawn. Once more, it's Toadak versus MDH, and both sides are bringing in their own flavor, their own spice. I haven't been to Vietnam, so I don't know what kind of spice they're packing in their cuisine, but in their drafts, boy oh boy, Coach TNTK, I love it. He swerved us with the Clint. Here we go. Game 1 in a best of 1. Toadak versus MDH. Let's mind these rotations. Where are they starting?
Jungler, oh, it seems like
Welcome to
Toadak, they
Mobile
are going to
Legends.
start the orange. Meanwhile, from the side of MDH, they are going to start from the purple. So same last match.
And I really want to check out anything. Is there anything in peculiar in terms of those spells and those items here? Okay, so
flickers.
4Maze brought in... Oh, but very early hook here.
And Trouble already committing that flicker, and Nart to the rescue. We're okay. You were saying?
Seems like, yeah, it's very clear that MDH, all they want to do with this Diggy is babysit the gold lane. But 4Maze, he's a little trouble.
Oh, yo, this is what 4Maze does. If I'm not mistaken, maybe a couple years ago, LaFell and Gideon were telling me that this is the signature 4Maze gameplay, and he just goes into the back line.
Again, we are going to witness that in today's match, but it's still a very clear 2v2 bot side. Remember that Clint has no flicker, so perhaps Rival here, who is clearing jungle bot side, might take advantage of that. We'll see. Early rotation, but top side, something is brewing up, but Vendetta can smell it.
Oh, close call. Close to 1 HP almost.
Yeah, he nearly got taken down there. There's a lot of emphasis, as you can see here, coming in. But wait a minute. Okay, Toadak, they're playing very aggressive here in the early game. They're trying to put as much pressure as they can. Understanding they do have the Assassin. They do have Hayabusa as their jungler. And that's the kind of edge that they want to work on.
Yeah. Please do note as well, Gnart will have that ever, so no Impure Age Diggy. Again, the damage from Yves and Clint, is it enough? Let's see.
Potentially a huge clash here.
My God.
The King just leans into it. No penalty zone just yet. First blood drawn by 4Maze in his debut game at M4.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Toadak now going to be leading in terms of that gold as well because they were able to get that neutral objective. Now, how are MDH going to try play about this, right? Because in terms of that early game, MDH has way more ability to kind of work with. They need to be a little bit more safe when it comes down to that rotation. And they are trying to play for that, so they do still have the ability to come back in the game because it has only been 3 minutes.
Oh my god, a flicker.
Oh no! They chunked down on that cowboy. Another kill down bottom. I think that was a key kill. I think they really need to take care of hey. And it's curious as to, I guess why. Nart couldn't have done anything.
Yeah, he was a little bit too far back here, but oh my god, another war is brewing up.
Oh, down bottom. Oh, real manipulation committed here by Need My Help and pushes back. Toadak.
Picking their fights, picking their battles, a disciplined play from the Malaysians here. And again, MDH. Clint's main source of damage dealer, 0-1-0, level 4. Not a good start. Toadak, they are trying to expand in the map control and taking a look at the emblems. Nothing too significant, I guess. But take a look at Franco. He still wants more health regeneration. And of course, with that magic shot from Valentina, adds more cooldown. Again, the tempo has gone down. Why? Toadak, they are very careful here in the early stages. They have the control, so not taking any gambles just yet.
Oh, but here, Chico, guys, actually might get taken down in a 3v1.
Oh, wow.
He's still going to be able to get away, though. And on your point, it should have been that Clint had the upper hand in that lane, but because Toadak have played so much to that bottom side, so much potential, but in the middle!
Oh, Need My Help. He's the one who was calling for that. No one was helping him because that's a high and dry on rival, so that was dealing more damage than it should have.
He burned Flicker as well, so a lot of spell resource and ult was used for a defense, and still he gets taken down. Not a good rotation there from Need My Help. And perfect timing. Toadak has to secure this turtle, no doubt.
Ooh, they have to be careful here. And it does seem like King is trying to open up vision, but at this point, they won't be able to go for the objectives. And I think that was one of the keys to victory for MDH, right? Don't be afraid to lose the neutral objectives, but make sure you focus on those turrets. But even that, it's still very difficult to see them finding anything on the map.
Yep, and can clearly say that as long as Turtle spawns on that side of the map, the XP lane, those dual lanes down bottom, Toadak can just maintain the same amount of pressure. Like, it's not going to make much of a difference.
Seems like here again, MDH, they are quite behind. 2,000 gold lead in the first 5 minutes. Not a fun game. Realizing, of course, what is also being pressured. Oh, take a look at bot side though.
Oh no, they came in way behind enemy lines. Chico guys in trouble. Now without taking first. It's a trade 1-for-1. Nart very low. Auto alarm bomb chasing Momo. And there was no minions to help him save him. And Yumski flickering on out. Here comes Rival from the back line. And he goes for the quad shadow. Cracking that egg. Down goes Nart. Down goes Yumski. Joga 2v1. Rival obliges him. And there goes a shadow kill. He's the only one here. That high and dry working hard for him. Triple kill for the rookie jungler.
Beautiful, beautiful play, really coming out on top. I mean, that's exactly what the high and dry was built for. We knew that he was going to go for those pickoffs. We knew that he was going to go very aggressive, and that's being translated into his gameplay right now. In addition, he's also taken away that blue buff from MDMH. And look at the pressure once again in the mid side.
MDH is having a tough time. Believe me, been there, done that. But every day above ground is a good day. Remember that.
Oh no, but the king might not stay above ground for long. All right, so luckily enough, something tells me Formaze might be building hybrid. Because if this was a purely damaged Benedetta, could have spelled disaster for the mid lane.
My God, indeed. Toadak, 6 minutes and 3,500 gold lead. MDH, they need to figure something out. Again, Clint's... I'm not convinced they have enough damage towards the late game as well, but take a look at that.
Oh! They pop the king off camera, and now Yumski threatening a kill, forcing out Need My Help to use the RWM, and here comes Momo and Chiku, guys. Down goes the Eve once more. The Nart, the egg gets popped. Momo gets shut down, though, and traded out for the Clint. That's a 3-for-1. Make it a 4-for-1. It's okay! And Rival was just off camera, dealing with the turtle himself. Oh, that's multiple battlefields that Todak's winning on.
Yeah, 4 for 1 trade, but they also got a turtle. So technically a 5v1, as now we have some moments to look at the items here. 7 minutes in.
Take a look at Momo, 6,000 gold, and he already immediately built that BOD and Malefic Roar. So physical damage and penetration is the way to go. They understand that he is the main damage dealer, and there you go. Full damage. Don't forget about the Hayabusa. He is building towards that BOD, so expect more physical damage from Toadak. Again, MDH, they are getting dismantled at this point and not looking good because they don't have any clear agendas towards 2 minutes in the future.
It's hard to see her too as well, because need my help on the Eve. You want to rely on the skills that she has in her arsenal to be able to deal out the utility with the slows, which is why she got the Ice Queen 1. But she doesn't have the book yet, so she's going to be struggling in terms of that mana, and it's going to be hard to see the impact she has in the game. She can't just spam it. She needs to be very careful with the spell casting.
My goodness, again, Toadak, they are just taking their time, trying to look for pickoffs. And again, they are doing the right approach here. MDH, what can they do is, again, they need something, perhaps a blunder from Toadak that might just stay oh my god, top side.
Oh, they engage up top. I like the final blow underneath tier 2. And Rival almost takes down Nart. Chico, guys, finishes the job. Down goes the Diggy. Poppin', Clint, goes as well. 2 for none so far, while all this while, Momo was demolishing that mid lane tier 2. Up top seems to be next.
Over 8,000 gold lead, another tower on the way. Toadak, they really are just snowballing from that early game. Guys, I'd like to remind you, it's only been 9 minutes. The first Lord just spawned, and this is how one side of the game is looking. Is there any way that MDH can come back from this deficit?
Again, they need, I guess, to find a miracle. Toadak needs to make a mistake twice or thrice even, then MDH can somehow equalize. As it stands, it's not really looking good here. MDH, 3 basers standing with the first Lord marching very, very soon. If they make another mistake, Toadak can just clean it off.
Yeah, I think a mistake from MDH is something that they cannot calculate for. They shouldn't be able to calculate for because they're so behind. If there is one thing I can say about the MDH situation, is it's a grocery list of things that they need to do to come back. And I have 2 main theories, right? Number 1, have the King build complete defense. Make him a chunky Terizla. And then number 2, it's the hide behind turret. Like, if there's a defense that's gonna happen, it's gonna be inside their base.
If you're
Look at those recalls.
Oh,
I like it. It's the M4 recalls, but if your 2 bruisers are inside the base, that's not a good sign, isn't it? Let's see, the marching Lord in the mid.
This is a level 1 Lord, mind you. So they should be able to. Oh no, they catch it! And that's a half health Clint running back. And they are just raining down upon this turret. He gets popped by 4 maze, making a beeline into the back line. And Need My Help puts up the RWM, quelling this siege. They live for now.
Are they gonna go for it? They're 1 man down here. I guess it's equal 4v4. But Need My Help! He is the one to go down next.
Chigu, guys, coming in, taking down Need My Help, and the base is gonna be up next on the docket. Bottom lane taken down, top lane, it's the minions working on him. Toadak can see the writing on the wall. Here comes the King, penalty zone into 1, and there's the ult! Nibiru's passion into 3 members. Nart gets popped by Rival. He's unstoppable, but they ran out of waves. MDH still breathing.
Ooh, if they prolonged that a little longer, then that might have been the save and grace that MDH needed, right? They needed Toadak to overcommit, but they made the right call there. 11,000 gold lead still. They don't need to hurry things up, but they're going in once again.
There's a hook on the Joga, and I think they lost the bite. They let go of that. Was still on cooldown, so that was a close call.
I mean, take a look at the player score. Earlier, it was 4 members, and now let's focus on the damage dealt. Momo, Chiku, guys, Rival. Top 3 is on towards Toadak. Meanwhile, the top damage dealer forms out of MDH is the Roamer. That's not a good sign.
Yeah, no, it's basically because of all those auto alarm bombs. And so far, that's the only safe bit of poke that MDH has.
Wow, I'm surprised that Beatrix is actually doing so well in the hands of Momo.
Might be the first Beatrix win in a while, or if not, all of M4.
Yeah.
It's, again, looking bleak for MDH. 16-4 here, and 3 base turrets gone down. So The base is very exposed. Toadak playing it smartly, playing this disciplinedly. They are waiting for the next Lord, and perhaps they are going to look for the end. MDH, again, if you ask me, what can they do? They need to wait a mistake.
Up top, though, look at this. Formaze is having his way with Hehehe, and it needs 4 members to respond for them to punish Formaze, and they give the kill to Narc. Oh, Lord. That was a shutdown, if I'm not mistaken, but a kill is a kill. The only real ask is maybe he should have gone to the course.
It's still a really good display coming in from Toadak. They were able to utilize Formaze as a distraction, and they were now able to secure that. Lord without...
It's free.
Yeah, for free. Sorry, I was looking at Yumski and I was like, is he gonna get that hook? But he still misses right now. They have 10 seconds left for Formaze to go back up. And MDH, this might be the final defense that they have in this game.
Not looking good for a DG debut here by MDH. Let's see the offense and as well as defense, Leo.
Yep, all lanes masterfully synchronized. They're crashing in. The answer, RWM need my help. Going in, acting like a turd himself. And MDH is the king, very low. Gonna back out. Oh, he's making that body of Smith work. Double time, triple time even. And goes Narc. He gets popped, but they survive. Oh, what? No, wait, there's a bite. Down goes Hehehe. And that's about it. They lasted maybe seconds more than they should have, but it's all crumbling down. That need my help, the only bastion left. But Toadak, they get the dub.
They get the dub, and they're officially the upper bracket, the first to secure the upper brackets in the knockouts. Congratulations to the Malaysian representatives. It was an amazing performance, very dominant, very disciplined towards the very end.
The coaches' division are well executed by the players. 1-0 at Toadak. My goodness, a convincing performance. And I feel like based on the 3 matches that we witnessed from Toadak, they are very ready for the knockout stage.
Oh yeah, from the 1-0 in this game alone to a 3-0 in all of the group stage. Wow. Toadak is just wowing us. I previously rated Group A as a 5 out of 5 must-watch, totally fire bracket. And who'd have thought that Group B would have been just as hot?
I agree. Everyone really is stepping up, but remember that the loss that MDH had to suffer today is not a loss. It's a learn for them to be much stronger when it comes into the knockout stage. So still very well done. Good job, guys.
Yeah, nice try from the side of the MDH. I mean, they tried, but personally, from the drafts, it was kind of sus. Diggy, sure, makes sense. But the last 2 picks, Terizla, when you have the Fredrin, not enough damage. You have the Eve, you have also the Clint.
Yeah.
I wasn't convinced on the late game.
There was something to it, a method to the madness, and maybe there was some chance or some perfect execution that MDH was holding out for, but given how aggressive Toadak was and somehow the Hayabusa came through the cracks with the tank, that thing is dangerous. That hero, there's a reason why its win rate is so high and it gets banned out so often.
I agree. It did wonders. Rival just went on ham onto MDH. And honestly, I felt like that Diggy pick kind of was so they could help Clint in lane, because we've seen the Beatrix kind of fall short going against the time bombs from the Diggy, but it wasn't realized because of the way that Toadak rotated a lot towards that bottom side. And knowing that, MDH should have played for the opposite side of the map, but even then, you're up against Formaze, who is also an insane Benedetta player.
I love it. Formaze debuting at M4, going for the clean sweep, the 3-0 for Toadak. Ladies and gentlemen, that is it for Toadak in the group stage. Johnny, let's break down this best of 1.
We shall we? Let's see. It was a 21-5, almost a 14-minute game time, but it seems like Chiku guys, Formaze, Momo, Rival, Yumski, they understand what they are going and trying, willing to do. Take a look at Rival. He builds Endless Battle, BOD, Hunter Strike, and Malefic Roar. Why? He wants to true damage from that Endless Battle, but he also wants penetration from Malefic Roar and as well as Hunter Strike. A very, very smart approach. But don't forget Franco. He has 15 assists to his name, and for a reason as well. I mean, this is Yumski at its finest, right? 15 assists, taken down only once, and he builds Radiant Armor first. He understands that the only problem from side of MDH is that Heave and as well as Diggy. Sure, he built that anti-caress or dreadnought armor for Clint, and it seems like again, Aderna, a perfect execution from Toadak.
Yeah, Yumski was huge. I mean, look at those assists, right? He basically was able to enable his team to get the pickoffs that they needed. Even before level 4, he was able to get a really good hook, and that maybe set the precedent to how that whole flow of game in that early game actually went around. But now we're going to take a look at the post-game stats as well to see exactly how did the numbers reflect what we saw in the game. And there you go.
My goodness, Toadak all across the board. It's just numbers, damage turret, all 100%. Turtle as well, no neutral objectives or damage to turret. MDH could not do anything about that. And let's take a look at the titles here. Rich Guy, the carry, and Forgotten One will fall to the hands of the Malaysian team. Rival, Momo, and as well as Yumski. But unfortunately, Sandbag will be taken by the King.
Yeah, this is so rough to see, right? Because when we see a one-sided match, at least we see a little bit of damage onto the turret. And I think that was also in the keys to victory for MDH in particular. It was very hard to work around because as well as they didn't have any CC to really put Rival in his place. And therefore, he was so free to play to put on the damage onto anyone that he deemed fit. And now we're going to see who from Toadak deserves that MVP, Gani.
Anyone.
Drum roll, please.
Rival. I've got to put my money
I
on
agree.
that Hayabusa, but boy, I was wrong.
Chiku.
Anybody can have it. Chiku, guys, will grab the MVP.
It's crazy, right? Because he can play basically any lane, give him any hero, and he's still going to be able to perform and even obtain the MVP for this game against MDH. With a 4-1-11 KDA, GPM not too high in particular, but what we're looking at is the kill participation, 75%, and that was insane.
Smart build as well. I feel like he wants utility. He adds also damage. Valentina nowadays also likes to build somehow utility and damage, and Chikugai understands that he is more of that utility role in this lineup, and there you go. Chikugai is going to be your MVP today for this match, but let's see. Highlights.
Let's see what exactly Chikugai did to deserve that MVP as we're going to go through the highlights of that game.
We can see here in the early game already Toadak stepping on the gas, taking the neutral objective, and as well as always proactive in the goal lane. After minute 5, MDH could not find the defense and they just collapsed. MDH, glimpses of quality. I feel like Eterna, they aren't trying to find back. But remember, there are a lot of damage dealers. We have Benedetta, Hayabusa, Momo is also building items. Don't forget Chiku, guys, on that Valentina just deals a lot of damage as well. And once they are already established that goal lead, it's so hard for the Vietnam team to find the game around.
Their map awareness was just so on point, right? The way they were able to split up the map from time and time again. And that was a beautiful kill by Chiku, guys, as well there in that bottom side. And it was nice because look at that. They were able to split the map up even if MDH wanted to go for something in the top side. You could see that Toadak was already on the next objective, but we're going to throw to the interview. Leo, take it away.